Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav and in this video I will be discussing about gas absorption and stripping. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel till now, please subscribe it. So we are doing mass transfer and in this video I will be discussing about gas absorption and stripping. So this is a basic of gas absorption and stripping. So this is a basic video. In next video I will cover the main part for GATE as well as for other exams that is important for gas absorption and stripping. So for basics, please see this video clearly and till the end. Okay. So what is absorption? So I hope you are a chemical engineer, so you should be knowing the basics of absorption. So it is a mass transfer in which one or more species. So there are two species, solute and solvent. So solute is something that is what we are requiring, and solvent is something that which we will be using to get this solute. Okay, so there is some water, some stream, suppose it has some solute. Okay, now we require that solute, so we will add another component that is known as solvent in it to regain these solute particles back. So this is what the main principle of absorption. Okay, so mostly absorption is done for gas, that is why here I have written gas absorption. So what we take from the gas is some particle, like examples are removal of H2S gas from natural gas. So H2S gas is undesirable in natural gas, so we add some solvent in natural gas so that H2S stream will come out with the solvent directly. And the solvents, okay, so basically for absorption solvents are alkanol amines like methanol amine, then ethanol amines, then dimethyl ethanol amines, and so on. Okay, so mostly gas are absorbed. Look, so solvents are alkanol amine, solute is, that is what we are requiring, that is H2S to be removed, and carrier is something that is a stream having a solute. Okay, so carrier is natural gas. And the example for absorption is sweetening. Okay, so this is how a absorber tower looks like. So absorber tower may be a tray type or a packed tower. Mostly there are packed towers. So in absorber we have one stream of gases, that is sour gas. So sour gas is input in this column from the bottom, and from the top we add solvent, because solvent is in liquid state and this is in gas state, and gas tends to go up due to the pressure difference and liquid tends to go down due to its gravity and pressure. So this is a counter current type of absorption column. So when this lean amine solvent comes in contact, so what happens is, in this trace there will be some time for contact between this solvent and this gas. So at those time this solvent will absorb the gas particles that are required to be removed or to be taken out. Like for in this case we require H2S, so when these alkanol amines are fed to the reactor from the top, it will absorb H2S gas from this natural gas stream, and output of this is pure natural gas, which is removed, which is formed by after removing H2S gas. And lean amine solvent is converted to rich amine solvent. These are the basic terminology you should remember. Lean means it has only solvent, and rich means it has solute with it. Okay, so this is liquid, how liquid travels to the bottom and gas travels to the top part. So this is how absorption tower works. Mostly CO2 gas is taken out from the mixture of gases. Similarly for other gases, the examples are absorption. Examples, okay, so these are the examples. So industries are production of sulfuric acid, treatment of sour natural gas, air from for sulfur burning, drying of a gas, absorption of ammonia. In ammonia we get the mixture of gases, so we use diethanolamines to take out carbon dioxide, and other examples are listed here. You can pause the video and have a look at it. Okay, so this is how. Okay, so and yes, these are the solvents, mostly ethanolamines or diethanolamines, glycol, brine. Water is sometimes used as solvent but not preferably. Okay, so water, then dilute alkali. Alkanolamines are the best because they remove CO2 and H2S. So whenever there is an impurity based on carbon dioxide and sulfur, we'll use alkanolamines as a solvent. Okay, in order to take out the heavy dense fraction, we'll use absorption oil. There are many absorption oil present that can be used as a solvent. Okay, now how can we decide which solvent to be used and when to use? So there are some parameters that I will discuss in the next two videos, next 2 minutes, so please watch it carefully. So the first parameter is solubility. So the solvent should be the one which is more soluble or able to able to absorb solute only. That is, solute should be highly soluble in the solvent, but it should not dissolve carrier gas. Okay, so the carrier gas, suppose natural gas, so natural gas is not absorbed using alkanolamines, so that is why we are using alkanolamines and H2S removal. Okay, so there are many chemical nature. Okay, so need not to be removed when a gas is used for certain purposes. H2S has to be. So when there are more than one type of more than one type of solute present in a gas or the carrier, then we have to specifically choose the alkanolamine. Like suppose CO2 is best absorbed using methyl diethanolamines, okay, and H2S is best absorbed using only ethanolamine. So when we are wanted to remove H2S only, then we should use ethanolamines, and after some cycles, like ethanolamines also absorb CO2, so we have to repeat the cycles to purify H2S from CO2. So after purifying some cycles, we get pure H2S. Okay, so this is how solubility is important to know. Next is volatility. So our solvent should not be volatile, because at high temperature and high pressure this. So second is volatility. So a good solvent should have low volatility or vapor pressure. That is why it should not convert into a gas. So that is why low volatility is important for a solvent. Okay, next is viscosity. A solvent should have low viscosity so it flows easily. So yes, viscosity is the main factor, because many times in a pack tower random packing was used. So in random packing there may be a chances that a viscous solvent may get trapped in those packings and can't be removed, and so higher pressure will be required, which may affect absorption. Hence the viscosity of a solvent should be as low as possible so that it can flow easily. Fourth factor is corrosiveness. There should be we should use a solvent that is not corrosive. Why? Because always these corrosive solvents create corrosion to the equipment and may damage it. Hence the solvent should be non-corrosive in nature. Similarly, we will see about cost and hazard and toxicity. So it should be less, as cheap as possible, but should be good in absorption. Also it should not have any high toxicity or hazardous nature. Okay, so this is all about the type of solvent that we have to choose. So in next video we will see about design of pack tower. So thank you for watching the video. Like, share and subscribe to the channel Chemical Engineer. Thank you very much.